Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Aditya M.D. I'm from class 3B, and this is for my final task poetry, and this is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Ah, distinctly, I remember it was in the black December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, faintly I had sought to borrow from my book circus of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken sad, uncertain rustling of its purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor, entreating entranced at my chamber door. Some late visitor, entreating entranced at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door. Did I scare you? Were sure I heard you. Here I open wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely there is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thread is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the sandy days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern the comb of the continent it wore, though thee tress be shorn and shaven thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvel at this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relent fancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoken only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters it is only stock and store, cut from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his song one burden bore, till dirgest of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still, beguiling all my fancy into smiling, strike I will a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and though. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what the grim, ungainly, ghastly gown and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose very eyes now burn into my bosom core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen cancer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God had lent thee, by this angel he had sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. Whether tempter sent, or whether tempter tossed, the hair azure, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there, is there balm in gilded? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still if bird or devil. By that heaven that bends upon us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, each soul claps a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, claps a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign of parting bird or faint, I shrinked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plum as a token of that lie thy soul had spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the buzz of both my door. Take thee back from out my heart, and take thee from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never fleeting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the limelight o'er him streaming throws his shadows on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so that is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. But before I analyze that poem, I will tell you the background of the poem itself. So why Edgar Allan Poe make these poems. Okay, so The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe was first published in 1845 and is one of Poe's most famous and enduring work. So here are some key aspects, the background of this poem. So the first one is the Poe's life itself. So Edgar Allan Poe is an American writer, poet, and literary critic. Is known for his macabre and gothic tales. So Poe's life was marked by tragedy, including the early death of his mother, his wife's illness, and his own struggle with alcoholism. So what is the inspiration? So The Raven is believed to have been inspired by various sources, including folklore, classical mythology, and Poe's own experiences. The poem's themes of grief, loss, and the supernatural reflect Poe's preoccupation with this dark and mysterious subject. Okay, the composition. Now let's talk about it. Poe wrote The Raven in a highly structured and deliberate manner. The poem's intricate rhyme scheme and rhythm contribute to its musicality and have made it a classic example of 19th century American poetry. Okay, next, the reception. What is the reception? Okay, so The Raven received immediate acclaim upon its publication, and it remains one of Poe's most celebrated works. Its popularity can be attributed to its haunting atmosphere, psychological depth, and the mystery with which Poe crafted both language and structure. Okay, next is literary influence. Okay, so the poem has had a profound impact on literature and popular culture. Okay, its themes and imagery have been referenced and parodied in various forms of media, solidifying its place in literary history. So, the cultural impact by the Raven has been adapted and referenced in numerous ways, from literature and films to music and art, and its iconic refrain "Nevermore" has become synonymous with the airy and the mysterious. Okay, after I explained to you about the background of the poems itself, now we start talking and analyzing the poems driven by Edgar Allan Poe. So, the first one is structure. These poems, driven by Edgar Allan Poe, is structured into 18 stanzas, and it's contributing to the narrative of the poem, and all stanzas have 6 lines with the pattern A, B, C, B, B, B. So, figure of speech. Poe employs a myriad of figurative language, enhancing the poem's depth. Metaphor, such as the raven as a symbol of mourning, and symbolism throughout the poem contribute to its overall atmospheric richness. Now, its devices of sound and repetition. Okay, the poem is an auditory delight with its use of devices like alliteration, assonance, and consonance. The most prominent is the repetition of the word "nevermore," which serves not only as a haunting refrain but also amplifies the psychological weight of the narrator's despair. Okay, let's talk about the beats. The rhythmic beats in the Raven follow a trochaic pattern, emphasizing the initial stressed syllable followed by one unstressed syllable. This trochaic octameter contributes to the poem's captivating cadence. Okay, after the beats, let's talk about the rhyme. Poe's meticulous attention to rhyme is evident throughout the poem. The carefully crafted rhymes contributes to the musicality of the verses, creating a melodic and memorable reading experience. Okay, after rhyme, now the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme in the Raven is both complex and deliberate. It follows a distinct pattern, with the first stanza, for example, exhibiting an ABC-BBB rhyme scheme. This pattern same all across the stanza, and adding an indirect layer to the poem structure. After the rhyme and the rhyme scheme, now let's talk about the rhythm. The rhythm of the poem is deliberate and measured. Poe carefully manipulates the pacing to mirror the narrator's descent into despair. The gradual increase in intensity aligns with the emotional unraveling within the verse. And now, about the meter. The trochaic octameter, characterized by 8 stressed syllables per line, provides a consistent and commanding meter. This choice enhances the poem's overall rhythm and contributes to its distinctive style. Now, let's talk about last thing. It's the tone. The Raven encapsulates a tone that evolved from melancholy to despair. Poe masterfully uses language and rhythm to convey the narrator's emotional journey, leaving a lasting impact on the reader or listener. Okay, now after I analyze it, and I will tell you my conclusion. So, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe is a narrative poem that unfolds the haunting tale of a grieving narrator who is visited by a mysterious raven late at night. So the poem delves into the themes of grief, loss, and the impact of death on the human physique. As the narrator seeks solace and answer to his question, the raven responds with a single word, nevermore, intensifying the narrator's descent into despair. Poe masterfully employs intricate rhyme, rhythm, and symbolism to create a melancholic and atmospheric piece that explores the depth of sorrow and the lingering presence of the uncanny. So the poem is a timeless exploration of the human experience and the psychological tool of mourning. Okay, that's all my explanation poem about the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, and my analyzing in the poem itself. And I give you the summary too, so you can analyze it by yourself, or you have different perspective, you can say it. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.